I'm going to show how to take this ordinary drain plug from the tranny pan, in this case the 6L80E, and attach it to that tranny fluid pump that actually gets attached to the tranny container. So that way I can fill the tranny pan through the drain plug. What's going on, you guys? Welcome back. So let me explain myself a little bit. I have an LS3 6L80E swapped in my Nova, and the 6L80E transmission does not have a fill tube or a dipstick or anything like that. Instead, it has a little plug, and I'm going to put a video showing this right here on this side of the screen. But it has a little plug that you have to actually pull out, and then you take one of these. It's basically a pump, and you feed it into you feed the pump into the actual bottle for the tranny fluid, which in this case is Dexron 6. And then once you have that fill plug out of the transmission, you take this little tube, you feed it into that hole, and you just pump all the fluid into the transmission. Sounds easy enough, right? But it's not. You have to do this, you can do this with the car off, but once you're getting to the point where you're checking the fluid level, you have to do this with the car running, which means that the header is very close to the transmission. So it's not easy to work on that area to fill the transmission while the car is actually running with the headers nice and hot. So I wanted to remedy that by the use of a tool that I'm going to create that the dealers actually use to service their 6L80E transmissions. And the tool is pretty expensive, but I'm going to show you in this video how to make one yourself with very little cost. Okay, so here's the plan. Now I have my transmission drain plug for the 6L80, and I have this pump, which you'll need to have to be able to pump the Dexron 6 into the tranny itself. And so what I plan on doing is, we got that tube that comes with the kit for the pump, and then we got the bolt here. And what I did was I took measurements of the inside of the tube, so you see there, and I found a drill bit that actually fits into that hole. So this fits in there really nicely, nice and it's not tight, but it fits in perfectly. Okay, it's not loose or anything, doesn't wobble. So I took this drill bit and I measured it against the inside of the bolt, and it turns out that the bolt itself is larger than the drill bit. So that's going to be my through hole. So basically I'm going to take this drill bit and drill it all the way through till it comes out to this side. And then I took the measurement from the outside diameter of this tube. So I found a drill bit that matches that. That's just a tad bit smaller, because I plan on shoving this sucker in there. I'll drill it out and then just make it so tight that I have to really press this in there, and then I'll silicone this in place inside the bolt. Well, at least inside the bolt head. So basically, I would be drilling right down the center. And you can see that the head itself is larger. So I just need to drill in maybe up to this part here. Just, maybe this far down in there. And since the hole will be smaller than the actual bolt head itself, I'll still be able to put a wrench on that. And of course, this doesn't have to be like gorilla tight. It just got to be snug for when I'm filling up the fluid. So let's see if we can get that done. So I'm gonna get my drill, and I got my vise here all situated. And so I'm gonna put this in the vise. First, drill the hole all the way through with the smaller bit. And then I'm gonna go and follow by drilling the bigger hole so that I can shove this in there. Okay, so I got the first hole drilled. So you can see it went right through. And here's the bit, and goes in nicely. And so this same bit goes in nicely. See if I can do this with one hand. Yeah, there you go. Goes nicely in there. Let's see if we can focus. Yeah, you can see how nice it fits in there. So we got that drilled. So now we're gonna go to step 2, which is drilling that hole larger to fit this in there. Let's see if I can pull that off. Okay, I went at it with step 2, and you see how I got that hole drilled out. And of course, the hole goes straight through, as you can see. So we got step 2, and I went with a larger bit because I decided I'm gonna cut off the threaded portion off of this tube. And when you cut off the threaded portion, the tube actually becomes wider. So I found that I believe this is a 3/8 inch bit. Of course I can't see, but it looks like a 3/8 inch bit. And I found that the 3/8 inch bit is exactly I mean to the millimeter, exactly the same size as this, which now provides a super tight fit to force this sucker in there. Oh, now I got it stuck. To force that sucker in there really tight. And so let me get this out. Now, as I was drilling it, I didn't want to put too much pressure with the vise on the thread, so I had cardboard around the threads, and then of course I put this 14 millimeter wrench on the thread head, on the bolt head, and just basically made sure that the bolt didn't turn as I was drilling out that hole. Just put my leg, you know, up against that wrench, and I drilled away. And of course you see all the material that came out of it, but I rendered this a complete success. Now, when I started doing it, I did go through at an angle, and so kind of, you know, in the beginning, because I started from the bottom end instead of the top end, which was a mistake. Let's get this light on here. And so, as you can see, what happened, I kind of ate through the side, but that's okay. I figured that's a good thing, because now the fluid, you know, can come out and through the side. Well, you know, I guess I'm looking at it as a bright side. So I just basically took a Dremel with a flap wheel right here, and I, you know, kind of smooth this out all the way around on you know, because I didn't want any sharp edges, and I didn't really hit the threads, so the threads are fine. And this is pretty much ready to go. So the plan is I'm gonna shove this sucker right in there, and then I'm gonna use some epoxy and epoxy this. You know, I'm gonna sand this down with 800 grit to give it some tooth, and I'm going to shove this in there as far down as I can get it, and it goes down there pretty deep. Let's see if I can show you how deep I made it. Let's see. So I'll put my finger on there, so you can see where my nail is. So it'll go down pretty deep. So you know, shoving that in there as far down, and it's already a tight fit, but just so that I get a seal, I'm gonna put some epoxy all over the top of that, just to seal it up really good. So that'll work. And then of course, when I'm putting it in, it's got to be with an open wrench, because I don't want to cut these little things off the side. So an open end wrench would fit just perfectly fine. Okay, so I mixed up some JB Weld. Got some, again, a little bit mixed up. And here is the finished product. Let's get a good look at it. So we got the JB Weld on there, and got it really stuck on there. Now, this was not easy to get in there. let me show you what I had to do. So basically, let's first show you how deep I got. So I have another one here, which I use for the differential. And remember that I cut off the threaded portion. So we're gonna try to line this up. And you can see how far I got it in there. So we have it so that, you know, this is where I cut. So I just basically, you know, only cut the threaded portion. So here it is. So you can see what it looks like. So we got this sucker from, you know, all the way in. You see it lines up? We got it all the way in there. So there's a lot in there. So what I did was I took some JB Weld and I initially put some on the side here, just a millimeter above the edge. So that way, as I'm driving this in there, JB Weld is also on the sides of the tube. So I went all the way around the tube and just drove it in there. Now to drive it in there, because it was just such a tight fit, what I did was I stuck it in the vise here. And then I took, you know, a socket. In this case, it's a 10 millimeter. And I kind of put it on top like that. And you can see why I didn't want to get rid of the little tabs. And then just took a hammer and I had to, you know, kind of tap it in there until it bottomed out. And so I just kept tapping in there until it didn't move anymore. And it got in there really tight. And then I took my finger and let's see if I can get this camera to focus. So I took my finger and I smoothed out the excess JB Weld. So that made a really nice seal. So I'm gonna let this dry and I may paint this bolt just so it's easier to spot in my toolbox. Maybe paint it red or something, or maybe paint it black and then it'll be black and yellow. I don't know, I'll choose later on, but basically this is done. This is pretty much done. So this is now a tool that I can use to fill up my transmission pan whenever I service my 6080E. So basically the way the tool is gonna operate is I'm gonna take out the drain plug and let all the fluid drain out. And then after it drains out, make sure that the transmission is at the proper service temperature. And then I'm gonna insert this tool in and then pump in maybe half a quart of the fluid. Just pump in half a quart. And then after I pump in half a quart, I take off this tool and of course, you know, it's gonna start dripping out. And so I'll let it drip out until it becomes like a slow trickle, and then put the original drain plug back in. And then the transmission would have been filled. So this would be a great way to fill my transmission pan with fluid when I do my filter change as well, because now I don't have to worry about filling it up through the side port on the transmission, which is, like I stated earlier, is pretty hard to do because it's right next to the headers. And because the car has to be running while you're doing this procedure, you really can't work near the headers because you're gonna get burned. So this makes it so much easier to work with the transmission pan itself and fill it up through the pan. And you don't have to worry about, you know, getting burned. So it makes it so much easier. So hope this was useful to someone because that tool is pretty expensive and you can pretty much buy yourself a brand new drain plug, and then you have to buy this tool anyway originally to fill up the 6080E. So you save yourself some money because you don't have to buy an extra tool. So hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching.